Hey everybody, Kyle Goth here from GoatFilmReviews.com and the Goat Film Reviews YouTube channel, and I've got my first reaction. Just finished watching the recent documentary Black Box Diaries. It follows Shiori Ito, who is the victim of sexual assault and in Japan, and her journey to expose the fellow colleague of hers that she supposedly trusted and was taken advantage of and raped. And so she basically has a crew. I think she directed the film herself, following her as she's on this journey and trying to basically get even just the opportunity to take this case to court, and also dealing with some of the issues, that societal issues that have kind of come into play about it as well. This is a hard movie to watch, but I think it's a necessary movie to watch. And I've always felt like these kinds of stories, like, they can be difficult, especially I think if you've ever had like a history of assault or a history of victimization. That Shiori Ito's character and her arc as a human being in this film is so difficult to watch. But I also like that it's a diary in some way. I mean, Black Box Diaries, it is a diary of these events from beginning to end, a very simplistic telling of these stories. A lot of talking to the cameras, a lot of interacting with other people, but it's just the actual story itself is so strong, as difficult as it is to watch, but it also really shines a light on not just Japan's system, but in the ways in which our system are similar and different, but oftentimes a little too similar for comfort, where, we see these things happening, and she's getting these emails and text messages, being called out on the street for wearing too low cut of a shirt when she's reporting the assault, and for not being good looking enough to be deserving of rape. Like that kind of stuff happens on there all the time, and it happens throughout the movie, and it's so frustrating, but at the same time it is so necessary to be a part of it in this film. It's so necessary to live with her in this film and see what she's going through, that it's not a movie that I'm recommending it, but it's not a movie that, like, I think everyone should see in the version. How do I say best? It's not the kind of movie that I'm like saying you should go out for a fun popcorn night and watch. It's currently available to stream on Paramount Plus with the Showtime add-on, I believe. I do think it's necessary filmmaking. It's necessary documentary footage. But I also think if you are someone who has a history of that in your past, it's a very hard-hitting documentary. What I appreciate about this actually opens with a reminder that if you are someone who's had this in the past, or if you do struggle to hear these kinds of stories, that it is necessary but also important to pause and take a breath and walk away. Close your eyes and breathe, I think, is what's said as well. So overall, I think this was a fantastic documentary. And you could make the argument that it has similarities to other real cases, but maybe that should be the point of making this documentary, is how similar it's been to previous cases, to previous situations, and how little has actually been done about it. And so that's where I think the power in lies with the film. And I think that Shiori, as a person to follow, is a really captivating person, like a human being who she does struggle with, I'm just constantly pushing for fixing this. I'm constantly pushing to get this corrected. And it's that difficulty that's in there is so hard for her. And it's at the same time, we're rooting for her to get the answers that she needs and to cross the boundaries that the people are stopping her at. And I think that's really interesting. And a lot of corruption in the film, a lot of things that I think are very, timely to that part of the world, timely to our part of the world. So definitely recommended the Black Box Diaries. Check it out. I think it's, like I said, I think it's on Paramount Plus with the Showtime add-on. You might be able to rent or purchase it otherwise. It is an MTV documentary films, and people don't give a lot of credit to MTV documentary films. Maybe some people don't even know that exists, but they've turned out some really incredible documentaries over the past few years especially, and I've seen a number of them get nominated for Oscars. This one's nominated as well. Definitely worth your time. Check out that film. And then come on back here and let me know in the comments section what you thought about Black Box Diaries. Make sure while you're here, though, to like and subscribe. There are 2 free things you can do that help support the channel immensely, and you never miss new episodes of the show as they drop. You can also check out GoatFilmReviews.com for my many written reviews. You can find Goat Film Reviews on Facebook. You can follow me personally at Almighty Goatman on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, Threads, and Blue Sky. And you can also check out the link in the video description for this video for the Minnesota Film Critics Association, of which I'm a member. You can find other film critics' reviews of new, popular, and classic films, as well as more of my stuff over there. Thank you so much for joining me, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.